Hello, everybody. Yeah, I'm just coming on here live to do the read from my computer. It's just a little laptop, so I can only get so much out of it. But I did want to come on here and do the read for the week and kind of get an idea of what we're experiencing just because we're just a few days out now from the end of this eclipse season on Saturday when we have a full moon in Taurus. So, and also we just entered Scorpio season. So, lots, again, we're doing lots of shifting and changing. Lots of people are having trouble sleeping. There's all kinds of, you know, tumultuous things going on, not just out in the world, but in people's individual lives. I've definitely had my share of a couple of dust ups with with people, with situations. So um, yeah, this one I don't know how you guys are feeling, but I'm coming through this eclipse feeling a little beaten up. Is probably the best way to put it. So I've never done this read all the way through live, so we'll do our best and hope that we make it through and we don't get interrupted. I am going to do it in the abridged style, so doing we're going to look at the first part of the week and the last part of the week and sum up on both ends with different cards. We're just gonna take a look at it because I know if I'm feeling this, and I've been talking to other people that you know other people are feeling. It's interesting. It's not like we're lost, but just so much is changing that it's almost hard for us to keep track of. So, but that's okay because we are all together and we know the energy of what's happening. And so we just you know keep keep our wits about us, and try to get some advice from the cards and see what they have to say. So I think one of the big things that I'm noticing is that not just I'm not just feeling it, but a lot of people are feeling that this eclipse on Saturday is a big shift. um, I do feel like it's a shift in a more benevolent way, so a more positive way. A lot of it seems to have to center around too is, and we've been talking about this for months. Sorry, yeah. Um, we've been talking about this for months. Is like our gifts and intuition and all of that coming online. With it being near Halloween or Samhain, however you celebrate. Um, our the veil is very thin. I know the veil is very thin. I've been definitely contacted by lots of passed over loved ones in the last few weeks. So, and definitely having lots of experiences with bumps in the night. Like what the other night, my house literally just all night there was like boom, sounded like someone coming in the door, dropping something, like, and it was the sound was within the house, but it wasn't. There was nobody up and about. And then the dog himself, he's been up at weird times of night, getting me up at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I keep waking up at 4 and 6, and just yeah. So there's something up. Like I said, I'm not getting that like it's not in a bad way. Um, and I think November is going to be just as power packed as October has kind of been. And I feel like November is also going to be a lot of um, resolution uh, through disclosure. So we'll just leave it at that. And we'll see how it goes. All right, let's get an overall of the week here with the cards that we usually do. And then we'll break it down. Yeah, no fancy editing. We'll just have to deal with it. Okay, this is so interesting. So the sun came up first. I am blessed with the gift of life. I am free to create a life filled with joy, open, and connected to God. So, usually, when we get this card, it's just reminding us of who we are, that we are a child of this universe. We are deeply connected. Sorry, now I got itchy nose. Um, and that we need to be, I call this the manifestation card, and being grateful for life and what we have, and then shining that outward and creating more abundance, more love, more joy. Um, it's funny too, because I always say when the sun comes up, not doesn't matter what deck it is that, be looking for um, activity from the sun, so some solar flares and things like that. The funny thing is in like I'd say the last 5 days, there hasn't been one alert, even for like any kind of solar activity, which is really odd because it was like bombarding us there for a while. So I would say that this is more like central sun, because a lot of like what I'm picking up for the week that we're getting is that we're this process of the eclipses is helping us to take in and integrate uh, higher frequencies of energy. So, and that's why I think for some of us it's been rough, or why we're waking up in the middle of the night, is because we're getting upgraded. Yeah. All right. We also got the time card. Interesting. I always say with this card, because it has both the sun and the moon in it. There's a baby, there's the goddess, there's uh, a hare, and the I don't think that's an owl. Kind of looks like an owl. Um, I just always say this is the it's time card. It's coming together. I also like the way she's holding the moon and the sun here, almost like they're in like a figure. She's got her hands crossed. They're almost coming in a figure eight. Um, so yeah, just that the cycle of time is now. So the time is now. And so with the sun in there, I'm wondering if, like, we always talk about the event, the energetic event. It's very well that that energy could be, we'll see what the cards have to say around the end of the week, but that energy is coming in, and it will be a big and noticeable energetic shift. So that definitely wants to come out. See what the portal has to say about this. Yeah, it is. So the higher heart activation. We've had this before. Dropping shields, divine love. Your heart is healed. I think a lot of like what's going on right now in the world is that, yeah, we have wounding from everything within this lifetime, our other lifetimes. So the collective is going through this healing right now. And though it may feel like harsh and hard, we have to get this our heart and our higher heart and our connection to our source and our higher self in the best healed light possible. So I feel like the cards are just saying for the beginning of this week is we're just working on that, you guys. Like it's we're in a process of healing, but it's time, and the energy is about to shift. That's completely what I'm getting. So let's see. We'll break down the week. We're going to start first. I don't know. I picked cards just randomly, so we'll see what they tell us. So we're going to do right now. This is going to be Monday to Wednesday. We're just going to do 3 of each cards from each deck, and just see what the first half of this week holds for us. As I record this, obviously it's Tuesday already, so this kind of only gives us one more day. I don't know about you, but I tried to record this yesterday on Monday, so it was this, we had it in real time. But the last 2 days, the energy's been a little weird, and not in like a scary or bad way, but part of it was keying off anxiety for me. I had a really anxious stomach, kind of just like worried about stuff, trying to get on top of that, but it's been a little bit of a struggle. So just know, if you're feeling that same way, that you are not alone. All right. Draw these 3 cards for the beginning of the week. I picked the Rose Oracle. I tried to pick things that were more nurturing and light, but it's interesting because I'm really starting to, as soon as I started pulling these cards, there's a real surge of feminine energy. It's coming from Gaia, it's coming from all the mothers of our earth. It every, just want they just want to hold us and keep us safe. Um, so that's the beginning of the week energy that I'm feeling, is this really divine feminine presence. And the reason I say that, the first card we got is the grandmothers. Look at all those beautiful wise faces in there. Remember your roots, perspective, and trust the weavings. That's really interesting, because like that's come up a few times too, is that the universe, you know, works in mysterious ways. We just sometimes when we look out right now, it's mind-boggling that, you know, like, are we even going to survive this? The answer is yes. But the big thing is that, you know, like, we have to trust the universe that this is meant to happen, and we're going through it for a reason. So just keep hanging on. And if it gets too much, call on your ancestors, call on the grandmothers. We also speak about the whales and the dolphins as the grandmothers of the ocean. So they've been coming in off and on over the last couple of months as well. So just really remembering your roots is just not just about your family roots, but that you are, yes, you were a child of the universe, but you were also a child of this planet and probably have had many lives on it. So it's going back and remembering all those roots as well. We're very deeply connected at a spiritual level. The other card we got is healing is happening. So yeah, this is exactly what came up. Is like the beginning part of this week is just kind of allowing ourselves to be held and nurtured in this feminine energy, and just realizing what's happening with these upgrades is that we're being healed. The higher heart is being activated. It is a bit much for this physical, mental, spiritual body that we're in. Sorry, my nose is so itchy. I don't know why. So again, just trying to allow yourself the time and space to rest and be healed. So in the healing is happening card, it says, you're not broken. Trust the process. That's twice. Trust, trust, trust. And it is safe to soften. Like, I feel like we're like in this protective shell, because it's kind of like, for lack of a better word, that like right now we're a bit shell shocked. Everything's been coming at us so fast and furiously. So we need to like spend the time at the beginning of this week calming our nervous system down if we can. So doing whatever you need to do that works for you for self-care for that. So meditation, frequency music, just resting. If you're having nights of no sleep, but you have the opportunity to have an afternoon snooze, like taking that time, having a bath, lots of salt in the bath to help us integrate those heavy energies. Okay, so, okay, this is funny. I almost feel like I shouldn't read the rest of the cards. We should just leave it with these. But so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we also got the Great Mother. Again, mothering, surrender to the mystery. So not trying to figure out right now what's happening or what we need to do. Just, again, observing and being held. Fall into her arms, this card says. Those three cards were all really similar in that it was like, just allow us to protect and hold you. You're being held, we're being taken care of, and we just need to trust what's happening, even though it is so intense sometimes. All right, I'm gonna read the rest of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I usually do 3 cards from each, so we'll just. I'm sure it will be a continuation. This deck is the path. Oh, the sacred path, sacred traveler. Oh my goodness. And that's the other thing. I've been having lots of memory stuff, but that could just be being distracted and being, you know, worried and that kind of stuff. Doesn't always help. Okay. Oh, this is interesting though. Okay. Okay. So, okay. The first on the path is narrow pathway. So tread thoughtfully. It's interesting because the other cards gave us more of like rest and heal and recover. This is still like good advice though, because we still need to be moving forward, right? We're trusting the plan, but we're moving forward. But be tread thoughtful means like looking at where we're going, not just blindly heading ahead. Not that we don't like that we need a plan, but just observing enough that you're not, you're taking good steps for yourself. We also got impasse. So like then it's like the path is like I don't think it's in the way that it's like stop. It says reflect and redirect your energy. Um, it is a good thing to check. Make sure you're not expelling your energy in some way. Like how I would read this is that we're probably worrying about the outside world far too much. It's hard to trust the universe that everything is going to be okay. But it's like instead of focusing our energy on all those happenings and feeding into it, is it's like redirect your energy. And it's not, again, we come to this every week. It's not about us sticking our head in the sand and not understanding or acknowledging what's going on, but just that every time we're directing our energy that way, we're making ourselves distracted, right? And then we could fall off that path. So it's almost like completely tuning that out. And I know our belief system would normally be like, I can't because I have to be aware. But I wonder how much we do have to be aware. So maybe they're just saying, and again, remember, we're just reading for the beginning of the week here. So it's just like, it's okay to tune out this energy because it's, in some cases, it's becoming so distracting and so mind numbing. And that's exactly what lower energy wants because they do not want us to complete this mission. So yeah, it's we need to redirect our energy to what really is important, which is this shift and energy and time and these upgrades. So it is spending more time in meditation and not watching TV and not doom scrolling and or what I love doom scrolling. I just think that's the best term we've ever come up with. Anyway, so it's like we have to kind of like knock that off at the beginning of the week. They're just like, knock it off, stop it. Um, and then it's interesting because then it kind of like it's almost like by the end of like us doing that, we got stepping into power. You are strong beyond measure. So you got this. You don't need to. We don't need to worry. We just need to keep our focus, but on the right things. Because we also got wise leader. So you are a beacon for others. So yeah, if you're watching this, you're needed too. Like you came here for a reason. We came here for a reason. It's not completely apparent at this time. And sometimes some days I'm like, oh my God, what is happening? Um, but just know like it's almost time. It's the time card again. It's just about time for us to step into these leadership roles and power. So keep doing our work to keep us in our best highest vibration, and light and able to take in this light quotient that's about to come in. So yeah, this is really just about us at the beginning of this week, taking care of ourselves because the time is at hand. So, okay. Yeah, a couple. Jeez. Okay. So first up, this is fun because I kept drawing this. I wasn't sure about using this Spirit of Aloha deck, and then this card kept coming up, and I was like, ugh, that means it's going to be a challenging week. But I think it's about how we're looking at it. So this card says, rise to meet challenges, look up, aspirations ahead. So it's just like chin up for the rest of the rest of the week. Amazing things are coming in. Like I said, the energy is shifting. Something's going on. So just don't put your head down in the sand, first of all, and just ignore everything, but also just keep your chin up. Things are coming in. It's going to be okay. Um, we also got, this is funny because it is kind of the same as this week, time to bask, switch off, tune out, re-energize. Yeah, and anytime the universe tells us to stop and recharge, we need to listen, because it's usually like, here's your 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Rest, be aware of what's really going on. So what we're talking about when we say really going on is not what's really going on in the distracting 3D world. It's like trying to look and project ahead to see what's going on in this bigger energy world. So again, it does put us in that space of needing to be a bit of the observer, but also recharging our energies. Like I said, when they give us that, it's like, okay, because what's about to happen is we're about to be called into action and step into our roles. Yeah, so it's really important because that impasse card's coming up again, and it's just like, watch where you're putting your energy into, because if it's distracting you, it's distracting you from being ready for this next stage. We also got, I've never got this card, living with significance. Precision makes an impact. I think that's just really coming into being precise again in our details and not getting distracted, and sticking with doing our manifestation work and being precise about what we want to see, feel, and experience. So, okay. So I don't have a fancy like graphic. We're going to look at Thursday through Sunday. So we'll just like do the old fashioned clapper. Take scene 2. Anyway, okay. We're going to use the same cards. So now just shake off like what we've learned in that first part of the week. We're resting, we're relaxing, we're rejuvenating, we're observing, we're treading carefully, we're still manifesting, but plotting our next steps because it's time. It's go time. All right, let's look at Thursday through Sunday. I have a feeling this is going to be one of those reads where it completely like 180s for the week. Yeah. Two more. All right. I'm always trying to keep these short. Sometimes that does not happen. Okay. So let's see. Oh, interesting. Okay, we got some repeats. So that's one. Okay, I'm going to keep the repeats till the end because we've already read them. So maybe this isn't a complete 180. It's just a little bit of both. Okay, so we got the first step is a second chance. It's never too late. New possibilities. That's perfect because this is the card that, so again, as we come through that eclipse doorway, we close the door to the old and we open the door to the new. So new possibilities are there. We just have to open the door. So make sure that when you hit Saturday for the eclipse, I'm going to actually come on and do another live that night and do the actual moon reading. It might just be doing lives for a little bit because it's just easier than cutting stuff together. We also got trust the seasons, embrace change, cycles of life, transition, and growth. Yeah, really, we're just this whole week so far, we're just being reminded that we're in this energy corridor of change. New change is coming by Saturday. I think it's going to be big. Like I'm feeling like it's going to be big. We also got, I've never had this card either, the fertile void, inner winter, rest, patience, potency, secret beginnings. Interesting. Yeah, it's good though. I feel like this is just, we're like, gosh, it's hard to say. Like we are in this void right now because I feel like really like in a void because I'm just like, I don't know what my next step is. I.e., I can't even conceive of it. Even when I do a meditation, I'm just like, it's like I'm waiting for information that isn't here yet. So it seems like we'll see what the rest of the cards say. But again, this whole week now, because we're doing the second half of the week, is we're still in a rest period um, and just basically recharging our energy because new beginnings and shift is like coming, whether that happens with the eclipse on Saturday or it's a few days past that into November. There's lots of significant dates coming up in November where again we're seeing shift and change. So yeah, just and trusting this trust again, trust has come up 4 or 5 times now. Trust the universe, trust the change, trust the process. Again, we're just in transition. So the best way to allow those, from the beginning of the week that when the sun is sending energy to us and upgrades is the best way to integrate those is to rest and allow it to do its work rather than us trying to fight against it. So um, 2 cards from the earlier part of the week also fell out. So we got the Great Mother again, surrender to the mystery, fall into her arms, rest, rest, retreat. And again, the healing is happening card fell out again. So trust the process. You're not broken. It's safe to soften. I think that's a good one too, is um, we're being a bit hard and rigid about how this change is supposed to go. And like I said, the best way to facilitate it is to rest and allow it to do its thing and trust the process. Fun. I need to take this advice more than anyone else because I'm always like, I gotta be doing something. I gotta be doing something. I can't just be idle. Um, but it's sounding like we just need to be idle and allow and like observe and see everything that's happening. I was like, I always seem to get these cards from this deck, these two coming up at the same time. It's so funny. Okay, first up, begin now. Take your first step. So again, this is us on this path. We do need to tread thoughtfully, like we got at the earlier part of the week. But it's like, okay, it's the time card, right? Now is the time. Um, so we're in this we're in this weird cradle right now where it's like resting, healing, rejuvenating. But then by the end of the week, it's like, okay, and because we're going to be asked to start to step up. Here's the good heart blessing for the week. The first step I like is uncovering treasures. Beneath the surface lies great bounty. I think this is mostly for our own selves, understanding who we truly are and that we do have all this amazing energy, power, and really starting to, show that out to the world. So beneath our surface lies great bounty. It's just also good. The abundance is there. We just have to understand this new energy as it comes in and integrate it and then allow it to shine. We also got the rainbow blessings. Blessings are showering your life. So, end part of the week, uh, start to see more things manifest, which is great. So, I had a feeling like the beginning part of this week was going to be rough, but the best way to get through it, like we said, is just rest and and see what's coming up for us. And by the end of the week, we, we're, that energy shift should also um, bring in more benevolent, positive energy so that we can feel it. And we're like, okay, this is better. This is better. This is better. All right. Let's do the spirit of aloha. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to do a few more. Okay. Fun. Okay. Let's see. What do we want to read first? Let's read. We got Your Body Talks to You. Listen to the story your physical self is sharing. So honestly, just in talking about the energies is again, make sure you are checking in with yourself. Um, I have a feeling like the lack of sleep is resonating with a lot of people. So make sure you're finding ways that you can um, replenish yourself. That's the word I'm looking for. All right. We also got which one? I'm just trying to figure out which way to read these. Yeah. Okay. So the next one we have is profusion of color. Align your thoughts with success. So again, making sure you're doing manifestation work. Again, we may not always be sure what's coming and what we want, but we have the ability to manifest how we feel, right? So I want to feel peacefulness, happiness. Keep working on those concepts in terms of manifestation. Again, we don't need to manifest what we're going to be doing, what our house looks like, who's in our lives, relationships. Really just stick with manifesting feeling um, and getting like also and any of the magic that we have. So saying things like, oh, I envision myself more intuitive and more uh, higher heart aligned and in touch. So starting to use the language of new earth. And my God, this is just all coming through right now. So it's like, what do we want to feel like? I am empathic. Maybe that's something you are interested in. So it's almost like, yeah, stick to the emotions and stick to the gifts and talents and magic that we want to have rather than sort of anything else, right? And be doing it right now just for self because we can't imagine a new world again. Let's get our inner circle and knowing uh, transmuted and and then we'll worry about the outside world later. Except we won't worry. Okay. We got a few cards here. I think five it is. Strive for opportunity. Use your gifts to open doors to new endeavors. Again, the new is coming in. Definitely stuff going in and around this new energy coming in. So being ready for it by the end of this week because things tend to be uh, starting to like present themselves. That's what I'll say. We also got okay. Is this do you want to read this one or this one? We have five. So the glow of individuality. Adjust your life to own your spark. Oh, that's interesting. So yeah, again, that's just coming up with the gifts. It's like they're all there for us to use. We just don't quite know how to use them yet, but they're there. So spending time accessing um, our own spark. Interesting. We're just gonna put a feather in that one and like think about it for a minute because yeah, how do we tap into those? Maybe we should draw one more card. But we also got the last one I'll just read now is behold hopefulness. Again, how do you want to feel? What do we want to like? What mindset do we want to be in? Feel the promise of renewed vision. Again, renew. We're getting new. Yeah, so we're definitely walking through this corridor, um, and it's just asking us to be allowing these integrations to happen, and allowing these integrations to happen, and then when we see that spark within us, um, starting to work on again integrating that new gift into the new is coming. Yeah, that's all I'm getting. Okay. So, okay, when I wanted to, oh, I covered that card up. Shoot. I wanted to get myself a clarifier on that, on how we, um, the individuality of finding our spark, what that is. And we got the on the lookout card, which is be alert to happenings around you. Yeah, all I'm getting is we are so distracted right now by everything else going on that it's almost like, I don't say we're bypassing all the spiritual stuff, but we are because we don't, it's new to us. We don't know how to access it. Um, but it's like they're asking for us to, like, yeah, take that step back, rest and heal and be looking and observing. Again, we come back to being the observer most of the time. Because all I'm getting is like I keep getting pulled away. Like we're just being just so distracted that it's like it's I don't want to say it's damaging our progress, but it's definitely slowing it down. It goes back to those cards from the beginning of the week about treading thoughtfully, right? So we want to walk and we want to start moving ahead, but make sure you're looking at all of your surroundings and the things that are coming at you, because it's almost like, you know, things will never go away and you're missing them. They'll always come back circularly till they get your attention, right? So just yeah, just try. I just am getting nothing but like we have to like knock off our obsession with how much we're being distracted right now. So and that can even be things that's like it's not even the outside world. It just might be like that you're getting distracted in your own life, because for me, what distracts me all the time and takes me out of that spiritual realm is like paying bills. And I know that sounds stupid, but it's true. It's like, oh, I have to pay this bill, and then I'll do nothing but think about that for like an entire day in every waking moment. So I need to do this work as well, snapping myself out of that, and and sitting down and doing the meditation and the gratitude practice and the manifestation for what I do want to see, even though it sounds like I'm just like shutting the outside world off, but that is what we have to do. Um, yeah, fun. It's always a fun week, isn't it? I figured leading in, I didn't figure going into the eclipse, like, well, I don't think we'll be feeling a little rest and rejuvenated till next week sometime. I feel like we're going to have a little bit of an eclipse hangover after Saturday. So, yeah, I don't know about you, but the eclipse last week kicked my butt, and I definitely have had a few like very triggering moments, which I had to do a lot of shadow work on, and some just full on breakdowns. This isn't easy work that we decided to come here and do. Anyway, all right, let's sum up the week. And then, like I said, I'm going to go live because it's just so much easier. I just don't know what time of day, but then I don't have to cut or edit anything. It's just here for you to watch at your leisure. So yeah, never worry about seeing it live, because I mean, I would answer questions if somebody had them, but that never seems to happen. I don't tell people I'm going live anyway. So anyway, on Saturday, I'll do my normal moon reading. It might be middle of the afternoon, but who knows? All right, let's see the sum up for the week. By weekend, we got the star card. Awesome. This is a lot about intuition coming into play. I am always growing with wisdom and spiritual knowledge. Yeah. Don't need to say it anyway the other way. Just again, we're in a growth process. We're in an integrating process. This is the end of the week card. So yeah, we're just in a period of growth. It feels like that card though is like it's like the lessons and the knowledge, spiritual knowledge has come in, and so by the end of the week it's like, okay, I I know I've integrated this. All right, let's see what these cards have to say. Maybe two there. Let's see. It's funny, these two sometimes come up together too. So they were in different parts of the deck. It was really funny. They just kind of jumped out at different places. And there's another one. We're going to read three. That's crazy. Okay, we got shift. I always just say that we're transmuting and changing energy. We are in a shift right now. Surfacing, right? Our old self is sinking down. The new self is rising. Um, yeah, it's happening. That's the best way to say that is the shift is happening. And then revolution popped out. It was sticking out there too. And again, I always drop the R from this evolution for this card. It's like I always just say we're bearing the fruits of our labor, and everything is coming into growth and expansion. Again, got the full moon there, so definitely by Saturday, we are going through a shift and a change. And once again, I think this one will be even more tangible, and we'll see it, right? Or we'll feel it. It's more of a feeling thing, I think. But that's cool. We've been waiting a long time for this. All right, let's see what the portal card is attached to this. And we might have two. Yeah. So solar light upgrade, solar plexus chakra, inner fire, willpower. But again, we might start to see more solar activity by the weekend as we're getting more light upgraded into us. And then we got, oops, I just threw that card. Third eye activation, brow chakra, inner vision, clear seeing. Yeah, our gifts are coming online. Fun. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I've never read this straight through, so I'm starting to like lose my voice a little bit, but that's okay. I think it worked pretty well. It works as good as it works. So just do your best this week to, take a bit of a break, rest, and just see what comes. What may, I think is what I put on the title of this video. That was just to see how the reading was going to actually be. So do your best. Again, stay heart-centered, stay in your higher heart, allow yourself to be nurtured and held by this feminine energy and healed, and just know that those things are happening for us, not to us, and for the better and greater good. So just always keeping that in mind. And then by the end of the week, we'll be able to see more tangibility to these blessings that are coming in. So our gifts and all of that, and just making sure to really try to stay out of the distraction element, and allowing it to suck us in and make us feel bad about ourselves or the world or the future or any of it. Like I said, it's not sticking your head in the sand, but it's just putting yourself in an energetic alignment so you can be at your best and highest vibration. When that stuff matters, it will, let the universe take care of it, basically. It's not our job to take care of that. Our job is to hold the space for this light quotient that's coming in. So make sure you take care of yourselves above and beyond anything. Know that I love you, and we are here to get through this together. And we will see you for the moon reading on Saturday. Take care of yourselves.